Hello everybody and welcome to the RNG University. On tonight's episode, Mono Black again. So this time I'm playing the Mono Black control deck that has been updated recently with the inclusion of Sorin the Mirthless. So I think it was originally in the Mono Black deck for some time, and people thought, hey, why would I run Sorin when I have Shieldred so much better? But then as the meta got more and more sort of aggressively against Shieldred, there's so much removal in, the go for the throw, the removal in destroy evil. Shieldred just becomes target number one when you play mono black. That's why people started to think, hey, on the 4-drop, maybe we should switch it up a little bit. And now we have both Shieldred and Sorin the Mirthless. So this deck looks something like this. In the beginning, in the early drops, we have 4 Evolved Sleeper and 4 Cutdown. You notice that the deck is now a lot slower in that it doesn't run a lot of the small 1-drops early game, like the Reckoner Raid. I think that's what it's called. The one that's 1 black for a Saga that does 1 damage every turn for 2 turns, and then it becomes a 2/2, right? So that card's not being run anymore because it's more of an aggressive slant, and this deck is a little bit more controllier. That's a word. Alright, so in the 2-drop, we have, on the deck list runs 3 go for the throw. But I thought, hey, why do I run 3 when I can run 2 of that and 1 Infernal Grass in case I happen to see an artifact creature? So that's why it's 2-1 instead of 3 go for the throw. I also have 4 Tenacious Underdog and 3 Bankbuster. The reason why I only run 3 Bankbuster is because Tenacious Underdog is technically also a card draw, and it works a little bit better in crewing the Bankbuster and have Boar Presence early game rather than Bankbuster, which doesn't. Right? If we go against an aggro deck, this guy can't block at all. Alright, so in the 3-drop category, obviously, we're going to have 4 Graveyard Trespasser. I thought about cutting this down, and then I immediately slapped myself. There's no way you can cut down a Graveyard Trespasser, because, cut down only kills power 5 less, and this is the total of 6. Other than that, though, you also should not cut the number of Graveyard Trespasser in your deck. I think this is by far the best card in mono black because it's underrated. A lot of people think, hey, it's just a 3/3, big deal. But against aggro, well, it can gain life. It can also become a 4/4 if you don't play any spells. And in addition to that, it has a ward, which makes that it's a little bit harder to get rid of. It's very important against aggro decks. Against control decks, even more impressive is the fact that it can exile things in a graveyard so that they don't have that recursive synergy. Alright, that's why I love Graveyard Trespasser. It's such a good card. Then, Liliana of the Veil, of course. Against control, good. Against aggro, make them sack, good. Against really long game, eventually we might be able to -6, right? It generally doesn't happen, but you never know. And then in the 4-drop, of course we have Shieldred, and I also talked a little bit about why we included Sorin. It has all of those additional synergies that is a little bit harder to get to remove. And then, of course, 4 Invoke Despair, because mono black, that's what we're trying to curve out to. And then we have 25 lands in 22 Swamp, 1 Takenuma, 1 Blast Zone. It's really in there to destroy artifacts if we need to, and then Field of Ruin. So that's the whole deck list. Obviously, there's a lot of different tweaks you can make to the deck, and this is not anywhere definitive of a mono black deck, but is one that I want to try out. So let us go and try out the deck. We're reaching the end of, what is it, the end of the year, but also the end of the season. And so I think we're going to meet a lot of players who likes to, play janky decks in lower ranks like ours. But you never know. Sometimes people just play mono black, or mono white aggro, or blue white aggro, or mono red aggro, and just bat at the game. So we will keep this hand, though. We have 3 lands. We have 2 cut downs and underdog. I think it's good enough to keep. Yeah, there it is. Told you. Sometimes people are just too bad at the game. Even if they're playing the same deck over and over, they still can't win. Oh, a Valiant Veteran. Well, I don't want to cut down that, but I will cut down your Veteran. Oh no, 1 damage. Put that on underdog. So far we drew 2 cut downs and 2 shieldred. So that has not been fun. Are you gonna pump? You're gonna attack? I'm not gonna block. Did you see that coming? I bet you didn't. Now I'm gonna kill the siege veteran before he can do something about it. And then I will... Does the underdog wants to attack? Does 3 damage. Well, I'm gonna play the Evolved Sleeper anyways. And I'm not gonna attack. It's a good blocker. What does he want to play for 3 mana though? Nothing. Huh. So he's gonna play the recruits. Another cut down. Well, let's attack first. If he double blocks, that would be dumb. Yeah, he's not double blocking. Alright, so we'll put our Shieldred. Resolute Reinforcement, of course. Bruno Cathar. Well. Oh, I don't get a stop unless Shieldred's in play, apparently. Should I charge my underdog? I don't do it. He doesn't block. Well, then we'll get rid of your Brutal Cathar. Did you see that coming? Bet you didn't. Draw a card, gain 2 life. Do you have another Brutal Cathar? It will be kind of brutal if you do. But I can live with it. Not another Brutal Cathar. Also not a very good card right now. It's a good card overall. But right now... If I go for 6 damage... I wonder what he will do. I'll bring him down to 3. Wow, okay. Oh, GG. Apparently you have no respect for Invoke Despair. Ha! Yeah, well, you know, like I said, at this point, we might be facing janky decks, which means that they might have one leg up against us. Or we're going to be facing these very tempo, aggressive meta decks, in which case we probably have an advantage over them because they're bad at the game at this point. I mean, it sounds mean, but even when I play aggressive decks, I can see the mistakes I make in today's, and I'm sort of late stage in today's, what's it called, the season, right? But normally, on average, I do notice that when you get to later seasons and your opponent's still playing aggro, most likely they're just bad. Or maybe they're new, you know, I'm not saying the bad as in they're dumb, they're just new to the game and they might not be used to like what you're supposed to do in a lot of these situations. This is a great hand though. We go first with this Evolved Sleeper and an underdog. This is an insane hand. Alright, well, let's play land first. I don't know what deck that is. It's white. So far. It's a basic white. I'm assuming it's a soldier deck again. That deck is so good. The fact that if you only play that deck and you haven't got to Mythic means that, you know, you're probably doing something wrong. 2 white. Maybe it's mono white aggro. Which, I mean, look at all that removal. Okay, it's mono white control. Or a mono white tempo deck. So, that's fine. We're just gonna evolve our sleeper twice because we have nothing else to play. Now what? I mean, okay, they do have an upper hand if there are control, because all we have is removal, and they're not gonna have any creatures. Yep, like that. 3 mana. What can they even play? They probably have a removal. I mean, it's not like I have anything else to do with my mana. Wow, okay. That's an insane draw for next turn. Nice curve. There's that Destroy Evil. Kind of saw that coming. I know they had a removal. I'm just not sure what it was. But since it was instant speed, it was probably Destroy Evil, right? Alright, what else are they going to do? Wandering Emperor. I got a trick for you. You're going to exile?
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa.
Oh, please -1.
You will protect my
I got a trick for you right here. Yeah, I'm going to target my own underdog. Look at that. You got nothing out of that. Alright, and you got just 1 loyalty? What would happen if I invoke Despair on your face? I mean, it's not like you had a choice. That was scary. That was a great curve. I think we're getting rewarded by the Shuffler Gods. They got 5 mana, which means they probably have something good as a removal. Let's play our Shieldred. Oh, he didn't draw a card. What do you know? I would have drew a card there. Unless he has some other place. Like another Destroy Evil. I don't know how many Destroy Evil they were running in that deck, honestly. But we have a very commanding board presence right now. See, yeah, I would have drew a card first in response to the Shieldred. Now you're just taking 4 damage. Down to 2. I mean, this is not a hard deck to pilot. Monocolor decks are usually not hard to pilot. But still, it takes a little bit of consideration for what you should be doing. Like right now, you have 2 lands. I'm going to underdog you next turn. What is it? What is your play? Does he have a removal for my underdog? Because it's just going to blitz him. Well, that's not going to help. GG. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but that was not it. Mono White is not a bad deck, and it does counter our deck quite well if it had the right draws. I don't know what he had, but it was definitely not the right draws. So it might look like Mono Black is dominating, which I assure you it's not that dominating of a deck. It's just that we had really good draws the last 2 games, and our opponent either did not have good draws or did not have good plays. Like this is an okay draw. We are going second though, but this is an okay draw. We have Sleeper, we got Removal, we got Bankbuster, we have 5 lands. That's not fun. All right, let's see what they gotta do. Okay, so he didn't play anything. He probably has Make Disappear. I don't want my Bankbuster to get Make Disappeared, so I will evolve my Sleeper. Right, I mean, the right play is playing Bankbuster here, but it's Blue-Eye Control, so chances are they'll have a counterspell. So now they play the Celestis. We'll go to my turn. Now, here is where it might look like I should be playing the Bankbuster. Does he have the Depopulate, though? That's the problem, right? But playing the Graveyard Trespasser is a lot better because he can't single target removal it. Let's attack first. It's probably the best thing to do first anyways. Okay, so I will play out the Bankbuster because it gives me card draw. And I am playing off curve both turns, but against Blue-Eye Control, you gotta be very careful because all they have is removal, and you can't just play out your threats too quickly. It's putting it into nighttime for me. Nice double Celestis. evolve it. Soul Partition. Oh, wow. That's an interesting proposition here. He has 6 mana. We're already in farewell territory. They're still at 17. We're probably not winning this game. That deck is scary. Teferi. Okay. Now a little bit less scary because he played Teferi. Is early.
I'm going to solve
It's gonna go up to 5 though. Is that a problem?
much to consider.
Huh, going up to 5, huh? Well, I can Graveyard Trespass. Does he have a bounce spell? I don't know. I will exile his graveyard anyways. And I will crew. Gotta attack the fairy. Bring it down as much as we can, but it's still huge.
Stay focused, Teferi.
It's scary. It's scary to go against a Teferi in a mono black that can't kill a Planeswalker that easily. What else is gonna do now? The great thing about Graveyard Glutton is that he can't really. Oh,
This is hardly
okay.
my worst defeat.
Time travel is harder than it looks. I've got eyes everywhere.
Second Teferi time? I would have just drew a card. He's gonna draw a card right now. I will remove his creature while I have a chance. A lot of card draws. Depopulate. Interesting. Okay, so he has 3 mana to play on counter spells. I will Liliana to see if they get. Oh, it doesn't get countered. Well,
No more distractions.
everyone discard a card. Because all I got is swamps. I don't want that many swamps.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
Alright, time to move your stuff. What do they have? Depopulate? Of course. A lot of lands, apparently. Ooh. Wow. Okay, we are getting the right cards.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Whoa. Okay, he really wants to keep that card. It's probably a counterspelled it. Should I get Sorin countered? I don't want to get Sorin countered, right? Did I put a land this turn? I have not. Second Bankbuster. Who might counter this? This is a lot of things. He didn't counter it, so I will pass the turn to you. He has 3 mana. What can he play? Wandering Emperor.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelmed.
That's what he wanted to keep?
Let your blade do the talking.
Interesting. Okay.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Let me draw a card. I didn't want to draw that card. Alright, so if I just go past the blockers, let's see what he does. Oh, I can just block. Okay. Would I just block? I don't want to lose my Bank Buster, so yeah, I'll just block. He might have some hidden place. That's a lot of swamps. You gonna play out that card? Second Wandering Emperor, I knew it!
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Well, here's the thing about Second Wandering Emperor. No match against Sorin.
Under my reach, neither vampires nor humans can stand. You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Huh.
Guards, to me!
Would he draw a card just to throw it in the graveyard? No, he wouldn't. Wonder what he's gonna do now. Okay, making it a 4. I did not expect that.
You've got the edge in
Did he
this.
draw another Wandering Emperor? Attack sword. Whoa. Huh? I don't get that at all. He's probably gonna have some sort of board clean, right? No? Can't believe we might get -6. Do we want a -6? He's got one card in his hand. Alright, I don't want to give priority by playing a land here. Actually, no, playing a land doesn't pass priority. So, -6 will clean out either all his lands or all his cards. But then I'll lose my Liliana. No, I do have Takenuma, so yeah, that's fine.
I'm done here. Fine, don't bother begging. I'm fresh out of mercy.
Alright, so you want to keep all your lands or all your permanents? I really wish he keeps all his permanents, because that would be kind of fun. Oh, he kept all his permanents. Alright, we'll go to combat. Actually, no, I can just... I don't know if he can counter this. He didn't flow any mana, too. Alright, well, here you go. Invoke Despair. Wow, okay, invoke to invoke. That's not fair. Let me look at what's top deck. I will reveal that. GG. Mono Black killed everything, even blue-eye control. Today we are just on a roll. I'm gonna stop here though, because the last game took a long time, and I think if I play another game, it's gonna take 2 hours. Also, the server kicked me out, so that's fun. Okay, let's look at the deck. I do want to go over exactly how some of the cards have been really useful, and some of the cards have basically didn't show up. So, yeah, Infernal Grasp didn't show up. Underdog, extremely useful. Bank Buster, you saw how it pulled us out of the mono blue, or not mono blue, the blue-eye control sort of matchup, right? We were able to draw more cards than them and wreck them because of our card advantage. Evolve Sleeper is very good. In any format, aggro or control, Evolve Sleeper really keeps your opponent on their toe. So this is a great card. Cut Down, we had Cut Down dead in our hand a few times, especially against the control deck. The problem with that is we can't really get rid of Cut Down since we have so many aggressive matchups to prepare for. And unfortunately, there's not that many discard sort of synergies in the deck like a Celestis. The only thing we can do is discard that to Liliana, but in the last game, we just discard a bunch of Swamps. That also happens a lot if we draw a bunch of cards. So overall, this deck is extremely strong. As you saw today, it is top of the meta. It does get overrun by blue-white aggro soldier deck pretty often, especially if you draw the wrong end of your deck or you happen to go second, which is, you know, I would say 50% of the time, but in Arena, it's like 97% of the time if you know what you're doing. So, would I recommend this deck? Oh yeah, above a lot of the decks, especially if you want to have a sort of a brainless day and just pilot a deck that is fairly easy to do, but is not blue-white soldiers because you're sick of seeing that. This is another deck that you can run. Graveyard Trespasser. We also saw how important that was against the mono, or not the mono blue, the blue-white control, right? They really could not remove the Graveyard Trespasser very easily. They had to use a field cling spell, or a field wipe spell, to kill just the Graveyard Trespasser on board. That's how good the Graveyard Trespasser is. And it's really important to know that your Bank Buster is not a creature on your opponent's turn. So unless they have something to remove artifacts, they can't really kill the Bank Buster that you are attacking with on your turn. That's what the whole synergy of the deck is about. And I think that's a good way to kind of cap off on how good this mono black deck is. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time.